At 207 years old it is the oldest village in Ohio. But Neville may be forced to vote itself off the map, after poorly managed finances and a series of disastrous floods have left the place penniless. Local government funding cuts championed by presidential hopeful John Kasich have compounded the Neville village's overstretched budget, reports the Enquirer. If the village does vote in favor of disbanding, Neville's financial woes will fall entirely on Washington Township, but state law doesn't specify how this additional burden to the township will be handled. Neville is one of many villages that rely entirely on regular money from the state to survive via the local government fund, which raises the money via taxes. But Kasich and other Republican legislators have cut this fund dramatically in recent years in order to streamline local government, meaning that Neville is not the first village to be faced with this ultimatum. If the disbandment does go ahead, Dennis Cooper told Daily Mail, there is no clear criteria for what will happen to Neville. He explained, it will no longer function as a self-governing entity, and while it will keep its name, it will no longer be a village, more an outpost of the town. The township will get together and determine where we go from here. It will lose all corporate powers in Ohio and the township will be required to maintain it. For example, if there's a snowstorm, Washington Township will be the ones to take care of streets. Cooper explained that while it may not be financially viable to continue as it is, it will be a very sad day if the village does vote for dissolvement. This is a sad thing. This village is the oldest village in the state of Ohio and has a lot of historical importance. The local government fund was dropped from $15,000 to $9,000 as of last year, despite there being surplus money thanks to the state's renewed financial condition, says Cooper. He said, they say they've got this surplus. Start giving some of it back to us. That would be the answer. It would help every village and every governmental entity in the state of Ohio. But they haven't done that. If Neville votes in favor of disbandment next month, it will become the 10th village in the state to disappear in the last 10 years, says the Enquirer. In March, two villages, Somerville in Butler County and Smithfield in Jefferson County, joined Neville on the block. The 208-year-old village, once a busy thoroughfare, has since had more than half its population driven out due to its financial woes. Neville's mayor, Cecil Collins Jr., said the state auditor's office gave Neville a choice to either vote to dissolve, or eventually face a court-ordered dissolution. The village has suffered a number of devastating floods, in particular those in 1937, 1964, and 1997, which caused low-lying homes to become swamped. Follow the damage caused by the 97 deluge. 150 people left the village, and Collins said that this really hurt. Neville celebrated its bicentennial in 2008 with the slogan Neville, 200 years and still afloat, but with its future as uncertain as it is. It is unlikely to be reaching any other significant milestones again. The vote is to take place on March 15.